back. If you haven't watched, if you're not sure what's going on, so this is the third video in the video series where I'm sort of showing the exact steps I took to build an AI model, to train an AI model that helps professionals to optimize and rewrite their resume. So I'm just kind of I'm just sort of like making these videos to show you exactly how I built the model. So this is the third video in this series. If you're just seeing this video for the first time, you can go back and watch the second and the first video just to have more context. So now we are at the education section. So this is the instruction. These are the instructions I gave the model on how to optimize the education section of the resume. So the first one was the education section details. Excuse me. Details an applicant's academic background, including degrees and relevant coursework. It shows employers that an applicant has the academic training and qualification needed to perform and excel at the job. This section takes up about 20% of the page. To optimize the education section, these are the changes you always want to make. So first instruction, start with your highest level of education and then add any other degrees or diploma. Write the full name and degree, the full name of the degree or certification, including the major and the minor in bold. Be sure to write out the full name of the university, college, school, or institution. Include the city and state of the institution. Mention the month and year the applicant graduated. However, just the year will suffice and keep it concise. List any honors, scholarships, or awards. Um, Provide a bulleted list of relevant courses as well as any continuing education, especially if the applicant has limited work experience. Add any relevant certification licenses, extracurricular activities, leadership position, academic project, blah blah. So these are the instructions I gave you on how to rewrite this section of the resume. So now to our next instruction, do not include GPAs unless the resume is for an entry-level applicant applying for an entry-level role. Because when I was doing my research, I found that you don't actually need to put your resume, or you don't need to put your resume on your, you don't need to put your GPA on your resume unless you're a recent grad, like you just graduated college. No, if the original resume doesn't include the information needed to populate these details, just ask the user to provide them, right? So basically, if the model realizes that the resume is being given doesn't have some of these things, I prompted it, I programmed it to just ask the user for those things. So now to how to optimize the skills section of the resume. This section is dedicated to showcasing relevant technical skills, certification, and languages spoken, usually making up about 10% of the resume. So I told it this is how to optimize this section of the resume. Analyze the applicant's resume and highlight all the skills, both hard and soft, that the applicant is really good at. And then the second instruction, then narrow the skills down to just 6 skills that you think will make the applicant stand out as per the job descriptions they've provided you. These 6 skills have to be skills that are coveted and emphasized by the employer in the job description. So when I was doing my research, a lot of recruiters, hiring managers and career coaches said that most people tend to just like stuff this section of the resume with like keywords, like with like skills, just like dump like a word vomit, like just list a bunch of skills, some relevant, some irrelevant. So what they recommended was that list just 6 skills, both that consist of both hard and soft, that that really highlight your strengths and are the same skills that are going to be valuable to the employer, right? They are the same skills that are mentioned in the job description. Yeah, so that when the recruiter is reading your resume and they get to the skills section, they can go, okay, he's got the skills already. Yeah, so there has to be that. It has to be relevant to the job description. So, so I give it the last instruction, which is instructions to keep in mind as you optimize the entire resume as a whole. Keep the resume to just one page, ideally between 475 to 600 words, and only make it 2 pages or more if it's for a mid or late career professional. And then another instruction, Leadership, communication, teamwork, adaptability, and problem solving are top soft skills that recruiters and hiring managers like to see on resumes. So I want you to optimize the entire resume in a way that will make the recruiter go, yeah, he's definitely good at leading, communicating, collaborating, solving problems, and adapting to change. Yeah. So, maybe I could have worded that differently. I could have just said, oh, ensure that the written version of the resume highlights leadership skills, communication, yeah, but I think this probably worked for the model just fine. So these are the exact instructions I used. So it kind of stops here. This is not part of it. These are the exact instructions I used to program the model. So now I'm gonna take you into the model. So you see, uh, so we're inside the model right now, and so 1 second. So we're inside the model right now, and we're inside the model right now. This is my ChatGPT account, which is an AI model created by OpenAI. For some of you who are not familiar with this, if you eventually get into prompt engineering and all this and AI, you're gonna understand what this is. But if you so this is where I actually program the model. So this is it right here, a resume optimizer, an expertly trained custom GPT that will rewrite your resume so you can land more interviews. So I am going to find, uh, I'm going to, I've had someone test this and they like the response. So I'll just sort of click on this. Um, okay now. So I'm not trying to test it. I just want to show you how the model, um, how it works. So this is me inside my account. As you can see, this is the name and these are the instructions that I just showed you that I used to program the model right here. So yeah. So if you wanted to test it out right now, I'm going to try and find my resume here. Uh, um, so my resume. Okay. So this is not in PDF. It would be better if the model was in PDF. So um, let me see if I can find another model. So I think I'm just gonna end this video here just for the sake of. So I'm gonna end this video here. And I'm gonna start another one where I'm actually gonna be testing out the model with maybe one or two resumes to see how it actually works. All right, talk soon, guys.